Welcome to Sweeping the Country. I'm your host, Derek Walker. My co-host, he's right here, Mr. Jimmy Carter. Hey, Jimmy.
Happy October, my favorite month generally of the year. So far, it's been good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're only a couple days in. Now, do you scare the kids when they come to your door?
It's different over the years. I mean, when I had daughters that were younger,
Yeah.
I always dressed up and went with them, the most part.
Yeah.
And then I dressed up at the door and greeted the people. And I don't do that anymore because it's almost, we live in a different time.
Yeah.
We just, back even in the 80s when my kids were growing up and in the 90s, it was different time. I mean, different time.
I think our biggest worry back then was, I don't know if you remember this or not, but somebody had either put, I think it was razor blades in apples.
No, they were doing all that kind of crap and lacing, putting dope in candy. There was always that. And the one time that I wasn't there for one of the daughters because because Halloween fell on a night when I was working or something.
Yeah.
The one time I wasn't with them, some big boy came and stole their candy or did something, which wouldn't have happened if I'd been there. Talk about parental guilt. Oh my God, did I have parental guilt? Still got it. I mean, it's been probably 50 years
Did you
or
buy
more.
Did you buy them candy?
I still feel bad about it.
Did you go buy and replace their candy bags? Did you?
Well, it's just the point of the matter,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Punk.
Yeah, that bothers me.
His ticket.
I don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters anymore, to be honest.
No, if you want to put the light, we got some people that solicit that because they've got big decorations on and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I have to make that decision. This year it's going to be, I don't know, when is it going to be? It's a Friday night.
I don't even know.
I know it's a Friday night this year.
Yeah.
And I have to, because I have to, we have steps that lead up to our front door. And frankly, they're dangerous if you try to do them at night in a costume with little kids.
Yeah.
And I don't want little kids. So I've either got to black it out, extremely black, where we don't have even the front porch light on, or we're all lit up and we do it.
Yeah.
And if the weather's good, I probably will do it this year.
Oh, good for you.
And put TV lights out where I can light up the area. Then I'll meet them. But what I don't like is when the big kids come.
Yeah,
I'm not buying candy for big kids. If it's for the little 2 and 3 and 4 and 5-year-old Spider-Man and all that. And I hate it when people come to our neighborhood from other parts of town. I didn't do that when I was a kid, and I don't like it now.
Yeah.
And so that gets me inside at some point. And now it makes me almost change my mind about doing it at all. But the little kids go to so much trouble to, look the part.
Yeah, they do.
I don't want to disappoint them.
Yeah.
But as far as the other people, I'm not buying candy for the world.
Yeah.
We are the world. Here's a Hershey. And then you got to decide. And candy, I mean, everything is so expensive now. I dare to see what the candy costs.
I don't even know. I haven't even seen it. But what we've been doing the last, since we've been in this neighborhood, we've been doing, you buy 4 candy bars for $1, the big ones, when they go on sale. But we only give out 20. So it doesn't cost a fortune. And it's,
You only give out 20. How do you come up with
candy
that?
bars. That's how many
And then what happens after that?
I keep them, and I like the candy that I buy. So I don't buy the
So
little.
you're going to give out 20 things to people at the door, then what are you going to do? Slam the door or not answer it?
No, they
or what?
just don't come after that. We've never had.
What do you mean they don't come? How do they know they don't have any candy?
No, but I mean
This doesn't make any sense.
We always buy like 50 to 100 candy bars, and then we only go through 20. So it's
because nobody's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, well I thought you were just screwing over these people.
No,
the poor people come into your homes and well, I'm going to keep my 20 candy bars. I figured you were giving out autographed pictures of yourself. Is what
come
you give
on,
them as their,
please. Those are way
Derek.
Those
Derek
are too valuable. I'm not giving those to people. They'll sell them on eBay or something.
Well, anyway, some people. I mean, I think more so. Yeah, I know it's more so because I don't remember anybody in my neighborhood when I was trick or treating.
Yeah.
I mean, they may have put a pumpkin outside or something, but they didn't do. I mean, I'm looking out the window. People got skeletons hanging from trees and all kinds of stuff. They didn't do that.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s.
It's elaborate now. You can buy a 15.
And even in the 90s or the 2000s, I don't think they did it. But all of a sudden in the last 10 or 15 years, you start seeing, really, I mean, I think it's some people's favorite holiday.
I agree with you. I noticed like some of the big stores, like the big box stores, the hardware stores even, are carrying like these 15-foot high
Oh
skeletons
yeah,
and things that pop out of bushes and things like that. And people are buying that stuff.
people love that. And then I think that there's something about, I've I've had to do it professionally in my prime
Yeah.
where I had to wear a lot of different costumes and
I've seen you.
different things
I've
like
seen
that.
it. Yeah.
And it's fun dressing up.
It
It
is.
really
Yeah, it
is.
is.
And so that's what, the one time a year people can dress up and I don't know if the girls are dressing like floozies like they went through a phase
Well,
for
let's hope
years.
so. I mean, the
But
older ones.
but they're going to these clubs, and sometimes if Friday night's a club night,
Oh yeah.
I guess people still go out
Oh
to do
yeah.
certain things like
Oh man,
that.
we were
And
doing
I
radio.
remember,
We did Halloween
oh yeah,
cruises and it was a costume part. What do you think about this? You think it's the people that decorate their houses? You think they're still hanging on to Halloween as adults and they want to dress
I
up?
think so. Yeah,
because
in fact, I don't notice if they dress up. I want to say they don't,
I got
but they should. If you're going
yeah,
to do it,
go all
you
the
you
way.
should dress up all the way.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
just remember those in those days when I was a kid, and even later, how uncomfortable every one of my costumes were. They were, I mean, they all had that little. They were all either my mother buying the cheapest thing she could find
Yeah,
that had that little strap,
the
little
rubber band.
elastic thing that went around your and usually broke about halfway
Oh yeah,
through,
yeah,
or you couldn't breathe,
yeah.
obstructed breathing through the whole thing. Or,
Oh my
I
god.
remember my feet getting wet and almost cold
Well, it's a terrible
uh,
time of year. I mean, you're out
because
there.
it's a transitional time of
Yeah,
year,
yeah,
and sometimes even in the deep south, there was certainly dew on the ground,
yeah.
and you get wet from going through all these
Oh
people's
yeah.
yards
Right.
and all that stuff. I mean, there was a lot of they went around with it, but
Yeah.
I remember going to a nightclub in Atlanta in my late teens, early 20s,
Yeah.
and this was a hot club in Atlanta. I can see it, but I don't remember the name of it. And I remember, man, I remember seeing this woman who was dressed up like uh, something Queen of the Sheba, whatever it was. She was Sheena, Queen of the
Oh
Jungle,
yeah, yeah.
and she had a dude on all fours in a collar and a leash,
Oh
and
my
was
god.
walking him around the club.
Yeah.
And he was like in a loincloth or
Oh,
something.
there's
I mean,
parties.
there was some crazy stuff going on.
There were parties. I mean, you'll know this one, but I know somebody that into their 60s and 70s, husband and wife, that would go to this every year. I never went to it, but I know about it. It was something that went on in San Francisco called the Exotic Erotic Ball.
Oh yeah,
And
I
it
heard
was
about
Halloween
those. That's
time.
about what this was.
Yeah.
Except
Woo.
it was the fringes of it. Atlanta always had the fringes of that time of thing going on, and it would mix with the other people. But
Yeah.
oh yeah, but Halloween really does. Then right after that, you got your turkeys and Christmas and
Yeah.
New Year's.
It's a great
And,
time.
New Year's is just I don't play with anymore because I just definitely
Because you fall asleep before it comes?
well, I don't want to stay up that late. It's kind of a stupid concept. I'm staying up
Right.
to see the new year come in, and I've yet to see the new year. It doesn't do anything. It's not like it's a fog bank or it's
right.
a flash of light or anything. It's just, I mean,
The clock.
I've done
It's
it.
the clock.
I mean, I did it one time. I did it up big
Did you go
as an
to
adult. I got the black tie
Yeah.
and went to the Waldorf Astoria in New
Ooh.
York.
Oh, that's nice.
And CBS was still carrying New Year's Eve, and it was called Happy New Year America.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
remember Buster Poindexter
Oh, I remember
was
him.
the host,
Wow.
and they had a whole bunch of artists that night, the Pointer Sisters and all kinds of people
How fun.
in the ballroom at the Waldorf, and it was on television. And I went and had champagne and did the whole thing, and that was and wore the stupid hat, that pointed up like.
Were you working
Tom
or were you
Ripley.
just having fun?
No, I had a date.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it up right.
Yeah,
And,
that's awesome.
but on one time. And then
Yeah.
one time I was working for ABC, and it was such a lonely New Year's Eve. We did a New Year's Eve football game, Alabama Notre Dame, with the Monday Night Football crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I had to stay when it was over with to do something. I don't know. And when we got out of there, it was already like 12:30
Oh
or
my
quarter to
God.
1.
Yeah.
And so I went down to New Orleans, went down to Bourbon Street, and it was over. And it
Wow.
was raining, kind of drizzly rain, like a London kind of rain, and nobody was there.
No
And
party.
it was, and I was by myself, and it was just that was a lonely New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And Alabama had lost too. So that made it worse.
I mean, it can be every year. I say, "Oh, this is the best time of year. It's the most fun time of year." It's
No.
all, and I agree with you. But for some people, it is not
It depends on the year.
Yeah,
It depends on the year.
true.
It can be a very lonely time. It can be a time where you just go to bed and
Yeah.
say, I've had it with this year. Let's start New Year off."
Yeah.
And then sometimes, Christmas can be great. And then as your families get older, it gets difficult,
Yeah.
because you're here, you're there, and you've got to logistically get together. And then there's the pressure. And there is pressure.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to buy somebody something or what you're going to get them and all that stuff. And yeah, you can look at it negatively or positively, but there are elements of both, in there. And it's a lot of pressure with Christmas. A lot of pressure comes with Christmas. I love the music. I love the ceremony, but it's easy to get out of whack,
Yeah.
with the pressure of getting things wrapped or making sure you've got everybody taken care of. And
Yeah, it's true.
Start having a lot of grandkids like I do gets very expensive.
Yeah. And how do you remember? I mean, how do you remember what you got them last year?
I don't, but I just spend too much is what I do.
That's what grandfathers
And then they've
are
got
for.
too many toys, and it's just, I can't show self-control.
But
that day.
It is great though buying for them. It is great to see.
No, I do enjoy that part. I do
Yeah.
enjoy buying for them. And I think I'm going to start pretty early this year.
Are you really?
Pretty soon, because I'm worried about the toy selection with tariffs and the shipping and everything. So I may go in early this year and see what there is, see if there's a trouble on that.
Not a bad idea.
Then you got Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is, God, I know this is sacrilegious, but it's never been one of my favorite holidays, maybe one of my least favorite holidays.
Let me ask you, because we're going to do something different this year. Because my whole family finally decided, we're like, do y'all like turkey or would you rather do something else? Everybody voted, why don't we do Mexican food or Italian food or why don't we do something like that? And
I do like the traditional foods.
Yeah.
I'm not that big a turkey. My friends and some family, I think they are. I'm not a big turkey lurkey person.
Yeah.
Anyway,
neither.
but I love dressing. But I eat all that stuff all year long. It's not something that I just have. On Thanksgiving, but I'm not a glutton. I'm not a pig eater.
Yeah.
And I can eat the same amount tonight at 5 as I can for Thanksgiving. And I just remember my mother starving me on Thanksgiving because we always ate a little later for lunch than we would normally eat.
Yeah.
It was like 1, maybe 1:30 because we were waiting for somebody. I was starving to death.
Yeah.
By then. I just remember having just hunger pains, waiting. Give me a roll. Give me something.
Yeah.
And it's it's just funny how you remember things as a kid.
I do too. I remember, I'll never forget this. We were probably 12. Maybe I was a little younger, me and my 2 siblings, and we were at Thanksgiving dinner at my grandmother's house, and she came and she put these 3 metal cups on the table, and she says, "Now, this is the first year you get to try wine." And we all looked at each other, all the kids, and we're like, what?
What?
What is she doing? And sure enough, we all tried it, and we all hated it. And I think
what was it?
It was wine. She poured
whiskey,
us
wine. Okay.
She poured us.
We never had anything like that.
Yeah,
we never. There was just foods I was never going to eat.
Yeah.
And I was more. I was stupid picky.
Did you
about
know?
something? She had ambrosia. Fresh oranges.
Oh, that sounds pretty
and
good.
And then she'd put coconut.
Whipped cream and all that?
And no, she didn't do whipped cream, but it was coconut and nuts. And I didn't want pecan nuts on my ambrosia. I'd loved it now, but at the time I didn't. I was a kid. I didn't like certain.
I remember finding
out.
But
I remember. You're a cook, aren't you?
Yes.
Aren't you a cook?
Yes.
Well, I'm not at all.
Yeah.
And I still remember going into that kitchen on the night before, and my mother preparing this naked turkey.
It's gross.
And I remember her taking stuff out of the rear end of the turkey.
Oh, yeah.
And it was some kind of metal, like a chicken wire thing.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't want to know what was going on with that turkey.
Oh, yeah. I'm fascinated by the fact that they don't take all that out, but people use it for the dressing. They
do all kinds of stuff. I don't want to watch food be prepared generally. I want to eat, but I don't want to really watch. I don't want to cook it, and I want to eat it. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, they say never watch how sausage is made. So
that's exactly me. And I love sausage, but I don't want to see that. So now that we've just crushed the holidays,
we have,
and all of that. But I have had good times on every one of those holidays. And I've had great memories on every one of those holidays.
Yeah, I'm sure bad times on a few
but
too.
I haven't had any bad nights, but I've had plenty of neutral.
Yeah, okay, fair.
They're
fair.
just, and yes, and yes, it just.
By the way, I just want to bring this up. We are the first podcast to talk about the holidays. And we covered
probably.
All. We are the first one. We're the earliest ones. We're number one when it comes to.
Well, thank you for that. And then Dolly Parton.
Yeah, let's
talk about that while we're talking about. She is the best at public relations. A woman. Look at her. Look at the career. Look at where she's come from. Look at her coming from the hills and sticks of a family of 10 or whatever, 9 or whatever it was.
Incredible.
And breaking out and becoming a star and in a world that women. Certainly, it was a man's world when she got to Nashville, Tennessee at that time. And look how she survived and become one of the greatest, most beloved. It's not that she's famous; it's that she's a beloved star around the world. So she was going to go play some dates in Vegas and then canceled them. And wow, I mean, no one does this. She canceled them because she said she had kidney stones. And needed to get that taken care of. Well, nobody goes and tells us, they've got whatever it is specifically. They just said they have this. But she went ahead and told us that. Okay. So that was the end of that story. Tim McGraw's taking her place at Caesar's Palace in December, and then we're on. Now, this week, her sister Frida did a social media post that said, I stayed up all last night praying for my sister Dolly. She has not been well lately. I'm a real believer in prayer, and went on to talk about prayer. Well, when people see things like that, I'm sure her sister was extremely well-intentioned, but it was taken differently by a lot of people, and particularly the tabloids and all that stuff. So they just accelerated the story and made her Dolly's on her deathbed and da-da-da-da-da. And then there were some people, these damn people with AI. And I don't know. I mean, I'm almost to the point now, as great as it is, there's got to be some kind of controls on AI.
I agree.
Someone did a deathbed of Dolly, showed Dolly in her deathbed, imagining that with Reba.
Oh my God.
At the, on her side. And Dolly saw that, and that's why she came out today and did her proof of life video and said, do I look sick? And she looked great.
Yeah.
And she said, I've got some things that the doctors are taking care of that I didn't do when my husband was dying, and he died, and now I'm taking care of some of these things. I want to stay close to my doctors at Vanderbilt. But as you can see, I'm very much alive, and I'm not dead yet. I appreciate everybody's concern and da-da-da-da-da.
Did she just, I know you guys are good friends. Did she just call you and say, hey, I want to get this out?
No, she went on Instagram.
Oh, it was Instagram.
Which is what everybody does now. They go to Instagram.
Yeah, it's quick. It's easy.
Darius Rucker, a.k.a. Hootie of Hootie and the Blowfish, he went on Instagram today to make official. Apparently, it's not official until you go to Instagram
I didn't know
on
that.
there you're engaged.
Okay. All right.
So he's engaged, and he just showed him down on his knee and then showed them, showed off her ring.
Is that his first wife?
No, second.
Oh, second wife. Okay.
And he's got children with the other one. And then
I don't know.
And then so he's got this. So they got to be on Instagram. You got to tell people. I don't ever go on Instagram.
Let me write that down. I'm going to write that down. Okay.
I'm a Facebook guy. I do Facebook, and that's about it. And I read X. Sometimes what's going on.
Your Facebook, you should just hook your Facebook to Instagram because you're so popular.
I thought I did. But I don't know.
It'll post. I mean, you could do a post.
I thought when I posted one, it posted on Instagram, but it must not.
Huh.
So I'm doing, all that business on Facebook.
All right.
So anyway, Dolly did her thing. Darius did his thing. Alan Jackson's going to do his final concert next year. That's going to be a big deal. Big City
where is
and others.
Is it going to be in Nashville? Yeah.
Next June. There was a bunch of announcements and just stuff.
By the way, you brought up
today.
Big City for a minute. He just got his captain.
Yes, he did. A captain, 747 captain. How about that?
That's crazy.
I knew him when he was just a regional jet guy.
Right, flying for Delta, right? I mean, that was, yeah.
Delta connection.
That's right.
So anyway, now he's a big shot.
Yeah.
Flying in the air.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So all this stuff going on as we speak, the government is shut down.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to blow up in the faces of Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
everybody's
sure.
going to be very, very perturbed. They are already, and they will be more because the Democrats are holding out for God knows what. If I don't think it's illegal aliens, but it might be.
Do you get
I
the?
somehow don't believe that that's really what they're doing. They're doing something else. But
I
even
don't know what they're doing.
Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks that her constituents, who may or may not be illegal aliens, are going to get hurt by whatever they're doing. This Doge thing cut out a lot of stuff, and it didn't surgically cut out. It cut with the
Yeah, with
Ginsu
the
knife. I mean,
cleaver.
it was
Yeah.
cutting. And so, yeah, they're going to be if I think they just hadn't had time to work through all that. But the budget came up, and then Trump is this tariff thing. I don't think anybody understands where that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to make the tariffs work, the interest rates have to fall.
Right.
And they fell one time, but it's not enough. They got to fall some more. And apparently, there's even talk of all of us getting it. If anybody who makes below 100,000 a year will get a $2,000 check from the government because they're making so much money on the tariff collection,
Yeah, I've heard that
and it's
too.
costing us money, costing the everyday Joe
Yeah.
because higher prices on a lot of things that we consume.
Yeah, the whole thing is interesting to me, but I know there's a long play, and I don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So and he always has a long play.
And the long play is that the tariffs are going to make us, collect so much money
yeah,
that we can
stronger,
take down the national debt,
which is
from
great if it
wherever
works.
which
Yeah,
is
that's
great.
yeah.
And but in the process, and we're going to get rid of all these people that are here not legally.
Which is
that-
which is a
but-
disaster. I mean, I'm in the camp that be here legally, contribute, all that stuff, right? I don't care where you come from. I don't care, just as long as you're here legally, right? So, but boy, this ICE thing is just blown up everywhere. It's just crazy what's going on. I watched
blown out of proportion, blown
Yeah,
up
it's
in
just-
everything.
yeah.
I mean, we're at really a crossroads in this country, and I think we've lived through, in my lifetime at least,
Yeah.
a number of times when we were at crossroads.
Yeah,
we
I have.
couldn't always see we were at the crossroads, but we were there.
Looking
and
back.
then later we said, "Oh, we were."
Yeah.
I mean, I was coming back into town the other night on the interstate, and a car jerked in front of me. It was a Mustang, and then another car, Charger, jumped in right after that, and I held back. And we're all going at highway speeds, but I took pedal off the gas. Another guy came in a pickup truck, and then another guy was late to the party, came in after that and got real close to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was 1 inch away from dialing 911 and telling them, "Man, you got 4 people driving like fools
Maniacs.
out here. I'm sure they're gangs or something. Whatever they're doing bad, because that's just got bad written all over it." And I said, I'm not going to call them because they're not going to do anything. And when you don't have any faith in your police department
That's sad.
of monitoring the law and enforcing the law, then you've got a screwed up society. And I think that's where we are. And that's what Trump is trying to do with a heavy hand. Yes, he brought in all these feds and did a super push on Washington, D.C. I guess it's still working to some degree,
Mm-hmm.
but many of these. The other night in my hometown, 11 o'clock at night, something occurred where people started shooting each other.
Oh,
2
geez.
dead, 14 shot, in the downtown area.
Yeah.
And they all started shooting each other. Many people had guns and they had to start shooting. Many of these cities, a lot of them have so many murders. Memphis certainly is one.
Oh, Chicago.
All these
yeah.
cities, Chicago for sure.
Yeah.
But we don't have enough policemen. We don't have courts that put people in jail.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have enough jails. We don't have enough the criminal justice system is like the cupboard is bare. You can't enforce the law. You got to have somewhere that got a court system to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
The court system is slow. The court system is extremely liberal, lets people out of jail when they don't need to be getting out of jail. And then if they're going to put them in prison, they let them out in some cases too soon, or they keep them out there for 10 and 20 years on death row and other things, which is just insane.
Crazy. Yeah.
I mean, the whole system is screwed up from soup to nuts.
I'll agree with you
and
on
dessert.
that. Yeah.
And
I agree.
And that needs to be such a national discussion. And I think and if people don't want laws enforced, then they need to go somewhere else. But assuming that everybody wants laws enforced, that they don't, they want to live safe in their homes without worrying about somebody coming in to
Yeah,
kill them
yeah,
or
sure.
raping their family and doing all these bad things, then we need to enforce the laws. Most people who go and rob Tiffany's,
Mm-hmm.
that's not their first date.
Yeah.
They started out shoplifting or something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
You've got to enforce those so-called minor laws, the broken windows type thing. You've got to enforce that, the graffiti all over public places.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get all that cleaned up and arrest those people first.
Yeah.
And then you work your way to more civility.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get people to cooperate with it's like the police can't do it by themselves. They've got to have
Yeah,
cooperation
right.
from cities. So what do? You try to get some laws passed where either you get a tax credit or something, or it's provided to have a Ring doorbell.
That's not a
So
bad idea.
that would
Yeah.
help fight crime. Let's do some things that help fight crime.
Mm-hmm. And I'm
Just like we've
sure.
done in this country to help firefighters by having smoke detectors and having things like
Yeah,
that.
logical,
We need
Jimmy,
to be doing
logical.
that for crime so we can live safer. The answer is not for all of us to get weaponed up and walk around like we're in Dodge City all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there at all.
Well,
Even
we've
if
been
you're
there. I
right,
mean, we've been there.
even if you're right and you pull your gun
Yeah.
and you righteously take somebody out, you're going to want to. Do you really want to be there for that? No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be killed, but you don't want to. You want to run away from that kind of stuff. You don't want to confront people and have it. I mean, I'm a pretty good shot. Do I want to go in the news
Oh
where
gosh.
I have my gun and somebody does some gang approaches me and I kill 15 people?
No, I mean you and I,
You
but
know,
you and I think of the civil lawsuit that follows that, right? Where
civil and the publicity, you don't want that.
nobody,
Even if
yeah.
you're right, you're wrong. You
Right,
don't. You
right.
want to run from trouble. You do not
Sure.
want to to deal with it, even though it's macho.
Yes,
and
but
great
you'll
if you
defend
can.
your home, of course.
Of
Everybody
course you
will.
will, and
Yeah.
you'll do what you have to do
Right,
that.
right.
But out in the world, you don't need to be at a bar looking for trouble and be armed and all that stuff.
Well, and we had
And
the
you really
Wild
don't
West.
need to be out there roaming around the streets past 10 o'clock at night anyway, because that's when most of this stuff happens. But after 10 o'clock at night, that's when the people that's out there protecting us need to lock the place down. Don't let these people take over streets. Don't let them, I don't think you should let them block federal people doing their job with immigration. If you don't like the laws, and many people don't, then elect people that will change the laws. These people are enforcing the laws that were passed by the United States Congress. So if you don't like it, don't bitch with the police. They're enforcing the law. Bitch
Right,
with the people that
right.
made the law.
Right.
I
But
mean, that's what we're just all whacked out, and then Trump stirs people. He like pokes people in the eye all the time, and but I guess he feels like he has to, because he's trying to wrong some of these rights. This last administration that apparently was, tapping senators' phone lines and
oh god,
doing
I've been
all that
seeing
stuff.
some of that.
Boy, they really, this Jack, whatever his name was, looking for stuff. They were looking for stuff. They
Yeah.
had weaponized the law as bad as they've ever declared that the Republicans were doing.
I was
and I
watching
think
that.
some of them are going to pay for this in the end.
I think so too. I was watching some of that the other night, and I was thinking, God, Nixon sure looks like a mild situation.
Nixon looks like a minor league compared to these folks.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
and these folks were the head of big institutions.
Yes,
and
yes.
Very, very bad, very bad.
Yeah.
And then, you can just still see, and I've seen it around, that some of these far left media, and that's a lot of the media.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's one thing just really made me crazy the last couple of weeks. They show these boats. They're putting out the footage, drone camera, jet fighter, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Of them shooting whatever they're shooting.
The drug
at these
boats.
drug boats, and
Yeah.
they blow up. Okay.
Yeah.
You've got the New York Times and a number of the left, really, they're number one, when you hear a story, this makes me crazy, and I'd fight with anybody in journalism about this, alleged drug boats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are they? What do you think they were if they weren't drug boats? Are they fishermen?
Right.
Are they sport people out just for a drive in the middle
water
of the Gulf of Mexico?
skiing, maybe?
Were they water
Yeah,
skiing? No,
yeah.
they were running drugs. It's not alleged. These were drug boats. You see the stuff blow up, it's drugs. even the people on the other end aren't disputing the fact
right,
that they were drugs.
Right. But the Times is backing
You
it
killed
up.
our drug runners. They're screaming about. So it's just the media that's trying to create doubt, like they're going around shooting up stuff from sport fishermen.
Random,
and stuff.
yeah.
I mean, that is just the media is so poisoned in this country, and I hate to say that, but it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
I don't
it's
argue
down
with
to that. And it's little words. It's little things that you don't. It's subliminal.
You're
where
right.
you hear
You're
it
right.
enough that you think it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's not okay. And the fact that we're going after these drug people is something we should have done a long time ago.
A long time ago.
And there's something in the law. See, it's back to enforcing the law. There's something called the Monroe Doctrine. Do you ever heard of the Monroe Doctrine?
Yes, I have.
Go back and read a little history, somebody, and tell me what that was about.
Right.
And it's still enforceable. It's still that if something goes on in our hemisphere that threatens us, it's our business.
Yeah.
And we should have taken care of business with Mexico years ago because of that.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, but I think there's some sort of I don't know where the defense of the criminals coming from, where it's like, well, it's okay. Why are you?
Well, they claim they won't due process. What do you want to do? Go out there and stop the drug boat, risk our people, and say, oh yeah, those are drugs. Well, you're going to jail, and we're going to go confiscate this. And
right.
No, just you got to. It's just like in war, Sometimes you have to. Sometimes
a due process. You got
people on the other side have to go.
They don't get due process, and it's a battle like that. Sometimes you don't sit there and question all the people you detain in war.
No,
it's impossible.
And they claiming we are at war, and we are. We got on two sides of this.
To a certain
Number
extent,
one,
yes.
We got to stop the people from taking drugs like fools.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't have a need for the drug, you wouldn't have drugs coming in.
There's that.
So you got to stop it on both ends. The people taking it, and then the people bringing it in. And they're bringing in so much through container ships, they can't catch it.
I mean, the boats.
And so this is show business, blowing stuff out of the water.
I agree.
And some of that stuff.
And I think some of it, yes, the show business to deter maybe as a deterrent.
Yeah, it shows them, there's that.
Yeah, a little flex going on. But yeah, you're right. More stuff is coming in wherever it comes from, in rubber snakes or I'm not insinuating that
in hollowed out
whatever.
Legs.
Yes, a goldfish the koi goldfish. I've seen them.
And so they're looking for all that stuff all the time, but it's just like counting the sands at the ocean. But the drug thing is one thing, and I think that's where the left is on the wrong page. They might get it on a couple of other things, but trying to defend drug, that just shows how out of whack they are. When you're defending the drug things. Now,
it makes no sense.
Whether people need to have health care and who is not getting and who's getting it, there may be something there. And I don't know. I mean, I just think there could be. But again, what do you do? Our emergency rooms are overflowing with people, that don't seem to be my neighbors. And, but people have a right, they're sick. I don't want to see people not treated, but we can't afford to give health care and everything to everybody in the world.
But evidently we can.
We have to have.
Seem to be.
That's why countries have to have borders, because we got to take care of our own people first, and then we take care of everybody else if we can. That's what's common sense. It's basic caveman stuff.
Well, I mean,
you take care of your family first, and then you go out and see whatever else is going on.
For anybody that's taken a flight anywhere in a commercial airline, you know exactly what it is. Put on your mask first, and then you put on the kids, right? You have to be able to breathe.
That's a whole other thing. How is our air system and our transport system
Sorry, I brought that
gotten
up.
so screwed up, with the people that are flying on these where are they getting their money, first of all, to take these expensive flights? They don't look like a lot of people I'm looking at that are on some of these planes. When I see these videos of people going crazy on them and wanting to get off or not refusing to get off or whatever it is, where are they getting all their money to fly around these $200 and $300 and $400 one-way, trips? I just don't. I'm missing out on something.
I don't know either. My wife flies a lot. You used to fly a lot. I know that, but she says she's noticed there are less planes, so all the planes are packed.
Yes.
They are packed. She rarely has a seat next to her. And she said the kind of people that are flying has changed over the years too, where it's like you used to come in, you used to be dressed nice, you get on the plane, you go.
Yeah.
She said now it's just like almost people watching heaven. She sees people in spandex and she sees people in short shorts and all these things. It's just like, and you're sharing seats with
people have no
sweaty.
Yeah, what's that about?
They
don't take a bath before they go on the plane.
I don't know.
That's why you're seeing me drive. I swear. I even
with
tried
you.
Amtrak first class to see if I could get away.
Yeah.
For some of this stuff.
Did that get you away from people enough? By the way.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, okay. I mean, frankly, it's still not enough room and everything else. It takes too long, but it did pretty much get you away.
Yeah.
And but it's still. I take driving.
Yeah. That's wild.
That is most of the thing.
Well, very good, Jimmy. I'm glad we got that out of our system. I mean, we needed to talk about it. And as we get into the holidays, and I know it's not for everybody, we'll talk more about that kind of stuff as we get through Halloween here and then Thanksgiving. And I know you're going to take some time off, but not yet, right?
No, I have no time off. I've burned all the days
You're
I
out?
got until.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm here. I mean, I don't think I'm doing anything. That week, I'm always out right before Christmas until New Year.
2 weeks.
10-day period there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm working.
All right.
Regular till then.
Good enough. Well, thank you for the Dolly update. I love Dolly. I've always loved Dolly.
This is a Dolly update.
The Dolly update is complete until we do it again next week. I'm Derek Walker. He is
Jimmy Carter.
Good day.
Good day.